Hi and welcome to my new booktube channel. I'm Ava, I'm Swiss, and I just love books. As you can see, I have quite a few. And I just wanted to share my love of reading books and make a small video and just rant about it. I've had a flame inside of me, my love for reading, that's been kind of slowly dying for the past 5 years. The old me who used to love reading, who used to read books in 3 days, who used to have 3 books in her bag and her friends would like lift it and be like, oh my gosh, why is it so heavy? And I was like, oh, it's just books. I don't want to like run out of reading. I miss this little girl, and 2 days ago I found her again thanks to this book, Cricket Kingdom by Leigh Bardugo, so Six of Crows. I've found my love for reading again, and so here I am. I just want to make videos about books, and I figured the best way to start making videos was probably just do the newbie tag and just, you know, introduce myself, talk about books. So here we go. Question 1 is, why did you start this channel? So that's, well, I've told you before, it's thanks to Cricket Kingdom. I found my love for reading again. So ever since I was 10, I've always loved reading, and the past few years I've kind of lost my love for reading. I was only reading fanfiction here and there. I finally found the love in me that I had missed. I just want to read books and just spend my time in other worlds, and I just missed that. So I figured by making a YouTube channel we could just share our love for reading, and I think it can be a way of keeping me accountable and encourage me to read more and always keep this flame inside of me alive. Question 2 is, what are some fun and unique things you can bring to booktube? Chaos. I'm a very random, rambly person, so chaos feels like a good answer. But for a more serious answer, I'm the kind of person who just walks into a bookstore and picks a book depending on the cover or like the summary. Like some books just call to me, I just want to read them. Even if they're not popular, even if I don't know any review about them, some books I just pick up and I'm like, I want to read you. And I feel like by doing this, I can bring more unique content onto booktube by just sharing love for more underrated books and books that people maybe have never heard about. I feel like that's kind of a cool thing I can bring to booktube. Even though I will talk about a very famous book like Six of Crows, well, which I will probably never shut up about, and I'm definitely, you know, interested in what's the more famous book among the community. But yeah, I feel like I can bring more unique contents by talking about more niche kind of book. Just to show you how serious I am when I say, Six of Crows made me start this channel, my lock screen is Inej and Kaz. Yes, I looked for fan art, and I downloaded it, and it's my lock screen now. How deep am I into these books? Question 3 is, what are you most excited for about this new channel? It's gonna sound dumb, but reading books. As I was saying, for the past 5 years, I've read a bit here and there, but I haven't read like I used to. So I'm just extremely excited to find my old self and just, you know, talk about books, just share my love and get recommendations from people and recommending books, and be a part of this very, I think, wholesome community of people who just love these worlds. I don't know when to say it. I'm just basically excited to read books. That sounds really dumb, but here it is. That's what I'm excited about this channel. Question 4. Why do you love reading? Don't you think it's kind of crazy how it's just words on paper, yet a whole world creates itself in our minds, and you can basically do anything with a book. Any world can exist, and I think that's one of the most wonderful things. And I'm someone who's part of these groups of people who want to escape from this world and society, and books are my escape. I'm someone who dreams of fantasy, who dreams of magic and fairies and pirates. So books are my escape to that, and I think that's why I love books. It makes me feel like someone else. Question 5 is, what book or series got you into reading? Harry Potter, and that's probably the least unique thing ever, but my mom read me the first book when I was 9, and then I read all the others alone, and that's really what got me into reading. Before, my parents would read me stories before I went to bed, and I always enjoyed it. But Harry Potter was the first book I read alone and the first fantasy world I dived into. So it's really what got me into reading, and I have no regrets. Like, then following that, I read Twilight, I read some French authors, saga, which are also fantasy. But yeah, Harry Potter was really the start of it all. And even though now I do have mixed feelings about some of the Harry Potters because J.K. Rowling, but it still like holds such a special place in my heart, and just Hogwarts. Question 6. What questions would you ask your favorite booktubers? So I have only recently like dived into the booktube community, so I don't know that many booktubers, but one that I have been watching is A Clockwork Reader, whom I really enjoy the content of. I don't even know if I would have any questions to ask. Like, I've taken notes of all the recommendations he has given. I probably just would want to like talk with her about like Six of Crows and just, you know, just vent about our love for Kaz, kind of. I think it's really interesting because I share a lot of opinions with her about some popular books that we both don't like. So I think that's kind of an interesting point that I would like to discuss with her, but I don't think I would have any specific questions, really. Maybe where did she get her shelves? Because they're really cool. The answer is probably IKEA, so... Next question. Question 7. What challenges do you think starting a booktube channel will be the hardest to overcome? For me, would probably be not look at the numbers. I had YouTube channels before and I quit basically because I wasn't getting the result I was wanting. I felt very self-conscious and not satisfied with my work. So I think that's what's kind of the hardest for me is, you know, letting go of the numbers and just making content that makes me happy. So I think that's the biggest challenge for me. Also, probably another challenge that would be quite hard is not to feel pressured into reading the same thing as everyone else is reading and buying as many books as the others are, and just, you know, do my own thing without comparing myself too much to other content creators. I think would probably be one of the hardest, and just, you know, go at my own pace and just do the content that makes me happy. I think that's probably another really hard challenge I will have to overcome. Question 8. When did you start reading? As I was saying before, when I was 9, my mom read me the Harry Potter, and before I turned 11, I had read all of them. So that's when I really started reading, and when I was middle school, I read so much. I was constantly reading. And then throughout high school, and like for the past 5 years, I've not read as much. Definitely not. Definitely read under 10 books a year, so, you know. Question 9 is, where do you read? My bed is a pretty good answer. In summer, I like reading on the balcony. On my father's, I have this really cool like hammock, and on my mother's, I have these really nice chairs. So definitely, like, I like reading outside if I can, and it can be comfortable and it's warm enough. Otherwise, I love reading in the train. I'm really the kind of person like who prays I'm not gonna see anyone I know in the train just so I can read my books. It's a really good place for me to read, and that has been a good alternative for me who has gotten quite lazy at reading and who's got very caught up in social media. So reading in a train, being stuck in a train for 40 minutes was really something that helped me over the years to still keep on reading even though I wasn't reading as much. And I think we only have one question left. Yes. Question 10. What kind of books do you like to read? I mostly read fantasy and YA, I guess. I guess Six of Crows is YA, isn't it? So these are the two kind of books I mainly read. I'm someone who just loves fantasy so much. I just love magic. I do read romance once in a while if I find a book that really appeals to me, but it was more like when I was a teenager. Now I don't really read romance anymore. I used to read a lot of dystopian when, you know, Hunger Games was really like trendy, and I was so into it. I was so into Hunger Games. So I read a lot of dystopian back then. But nowadays, it's just mainly fantasy and like adult fantasy and YA, basically. So I guess that's it. That's the ending of it. My camera is dying, so that's pretty good timing. But thank you everyone for watching. I've really enjoyed making this video. That was really fun. And I hope to make more content that will make you happy. My next video is going to be about Six of Crows because I need to vent about it. Yeah, no, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this little video and that you will want to, you know, watch my content and you want to just talk about books with me. I'm really excited. I have so many cool books I want to read, which are pretty popular books from what I've heard, so we'll see about that. And I'm just going to try and make fun, unique content as much as I can on BookTube. And I'm just so excited to be a part of this community and to get back into reading, so I'm really happy. I just hope you have a very, very nice day wherever you are in the world. And I'll see you soon. Bye!